guys, it's time for the video that a lot of yins have been asking about, probably because the main videos that I've been doing for the past year are budget videos. So, this is my budget history with Hemlock and Oak here. So we can see that the first 2 years I went with the daily planners. And like I said, they are like little beefy things. And I chose to go with a weekly for this year. One just, I guess when I was starting out, the daily planner was good. Because it was more focused, more intentional on what's going on. So there was more journaling in that. So we can see like year one, everything's going great. Just keep reminding myself, stay focused. Let's go back up to here so we could see like I had my detritus. I was keeping track of all the debt payoffs and that I was doing. So each color highlights as an account that I was paying off. The reason why I am going back and re-showing these is because once we get into the new one, since the year hasn't started yet, it's going to be blank. So this is just to give you like a general idea of what this is going to look like once things do get rolling. So again, with the dashboard, I just do like a little color coding of what's going on. The focus accounts, holidays, birthdays, taxes, insurance funds, vehicles, those are inspections, renewals, driver's license, things like that. It's like a little bit of everything all at one glance. Okay, so yeah, remember this page, guys. Yes, I do. I even have a bookmark too. So this is the original Detris. I made it farther than what I thought I was going to. And these are the list of debts that I had back in 2023. And I was keeping track of how much I paid off, blah blah blah. So this is 2023. Green for money, green for budget. As you can tell, 2024 got beat up a lot. So, yeah, no, I started. Oh, I gotta make sure that I don't got anything of importance on here. So it started off good, okay? It did. It did. Everything started off good. It had the whole dashboard thing set up. Even made like a little holiday tracker. Notice we did not track Christmas or Thanksgiving. We can see like we had a downhill slide from October on. It's bad. It's bad. Shouldn't be that way. Yeah. Yeah, it basically, in August, it just went, so I did not have the year in 2024 that I had in 2023. Yeah, see, that would be so nice. That would be so nice if I would have kept up with this, that by October of the year coming up, this all could have went away. But, it's all about what you put into it. And, well, last year I said I had enough. So, I guess I get to try again this year. I even put in, like, the little coloring sheet. I did continue to make my payments, guys. It's just I quit coloring it in, okay? We have not missed any payments. No payments are missed. But, I don't know. I think I just made it too much. I got too into it. So we can see the number of accounts did go down. So yeah, okay, all right. I'm seeing the amounts go down. It's not going down as fast as I would like it to. I definitely paid off more between these years, so the 2023 to 2024. I got like a $3,000 difference. We're about to see coming up, it's a $2,000 difference. So yeah, I'm making monthly payments. I'm doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. I was making extra payments, but this is the not so gentle reminder of how important interest is, because you can be paying and paying and paying and paying, and if that interest is more than what you are paying, this number's never going to go down. So same rules apply here, same thing as the 2023. And I believe I got this bookmarked as well. Okay, so this is like I was still entering in the amounts, but we can see like I stopped all the journaling. There was just too many interruptions. I feel like the last day I would have filmed would have been probably this one. So I did get sick. And then, of course, I had to spend the time trying to back, back journaling that. And I was also using the Passion Planner daily last year. So I think it was like 2 dailies at once was just too much. Me and Ray are also on the same schedule now. Uh, just trying to find quiet time to actually think is rare. It's so rare now. I used to have time when I woke up in the morning. I could just sit with my coffee and think and reflect and plan out my day. I don't have that anymore. I also would have like a half hour to an hour after coming home from work and just sit and again just think about it like, okay, what went well today? What do I need to do tomorrow? And again, you would like rethink that when you wake up. I don't have that. I maybe got like 10 minutes now. So I think it's a combination of all of that. And what is it? This is when I quit making the extra payments. I always called them my focus payments. I would try to do an extra 50 every Sunday. So yeah, July's not the best. Yeah, we could see like this is not the best. Best exam. 2024 was a bust, guys. But yeah, I would always try to do 50 extra every Sunday. Okay. Yeah, you have to laugh about it. Okay? You have to. But like I was still trying to log into it cuz I know somebody commented on if it was YNAB. In a way, yes. Cuz what YNAB gave me is a quick way to track all of my spending on the go. I didn't have to sit down with a pen and paper. I didn't have to sit down and get in that relaxed mode before you go to write. It was just instantly like, let me go find the phone so I can show you. Because I mean, I do highly recommend YNAB. This app is just wonderful. My budget would be instantly killed right now if it wasn't this. This has been my saving grace for the last 3 months. So, let's see here. I was working in January there. So, what they do is each month, you plug in all of your numbers and stuff, and then you get to fill in these little green bars, and when you spend them, they get the little crosses across them. Yeah, so I mean, we could see we got a lot of stuff going on. I did have to take from my savings goal. What was that for? That was the radiator. The thing that threw me over the edge in here that made it, let's see here, this is the radiator itself. Back in September, something else went in the car, and I think that's what kind of threw me over the edge there, and I was like, why am I even doing this? Because, that does happen. Oh, where's it at? I feel like it was the light. Had to have been the light for the car. I don't know. I just know I had to go to auto advance. I had to, it's in here somewhere. But basically what happened is on Saturday, what was supposed to be like a 30-minute change on the light, um turned into my car having to stay there. Then I needed rides back and forth. Then I had to go back to the store on Sunday because they had to expedite the freaking tail light in. And then I had to wait for them because now there's a line at the shop because, you know, my appointment was for Saturday, not Sunday. It was 2 whole days. Probably it had to have been 8 to 10 hours for a light bulb on the Jeep. And that's it. I just snapped. It is too much. Then the radiator went. Okay, you know, yeah. So I had the fuel rail, I believe, in August, maybe. Trying to think of when that happened. That happened earlier. Maybe May. Maybe it was in May or June. The fuel rail went. Then the stupid light bulb thing. Then we had the radiator. Yeah. So, um, yeah, that's what happened. And then October's my birthday month, and yeah, I bought, guys. I bought a lot. So, the good news is even though it's not checked off in here, it is paid. It's done. I do know what all the balances are on my accounts. It just clearly shows me, hey, everything's okay. So, um, yeah, that's the beauty of YNAB, and I'm literally sold on this. I can't live without YNAB now, and it really does show you, like, you know, I do only put in the cards that I'm using. I call them, like, not the store cards, but it's the card that you use, but you know you have the funds to do um the payment. So like here, um excuse me. So like I haven't had a chance to pay this one yet. It's cleared on the account, of course, because I made the purchase, but it has a red dot, so I know I still need to make that payment. But other than that, I'm doing great. So thank you, YNAB. The other feature that I really do like on this is if you do have subscriptions coming up in the future, like my taxes, you know, the wonderful taxes that I'm always complaining about, you know, in March, where I always have to take from my savings. I actually have that in cash. So it's not as bad as what it looks like from the unfinished planner. I am doing good. Now, the thing about YNAB though is if you saw on there, you focus on money now and money in the future, where there's not a lot of focus on debts. So, the need for the paper planner is like I need it if I'm going to continue the you know, the debt payoff journey. So, just for the preservation of my voice, guys, so I don't get like all coffee and gaggy onions, I am going to take a quick break before we start flipping through the 2025. um, yeah, this year, this is going to be better. This, I think I just needed a break from 2024, and I am feeling up to the challenge of 2025. So again, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna go through this and see what how I'm gonna be going from a daily to a weekly. Alrighty, let's get flipping through our new fancy planner. And she is slim. And if you noticed, I went with black. I think by the time that I did purchase this, I was thinking like death to my finances. But I do like her. I do. So the only thing I did notice is the pages are blue. I always thought that they matched the color of planner that you had, but I guess they don't because I think that they're tan in the green one. So I do got blue pages. So yeah, one of the holdups for me even bringing on the video is I was trying to find again that perfect quiet time to start working on these, and with it just being holiday break, and like I said, I got Ray literally like next to me all the time. He's finally at Bill's right now. But you know, I gotta use this time to film. So, yeah, I gotta use my time wisely, guys. So this is something that I can come back to. Okay, it doesn't have to be done immediately. Like I've filled this out for the last 2 years. I pretty much know what my values are. I know what's important to me. I know what gets me to work. I also know what doesn't get me to work. You know, like. So I'm just going to fill this out on my own time. Um, I have yet to set my first goal. And again, if you haven't seen the flip through, you get, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 goals for the year. I thought it was 6. It's only 5. Okay, so you get 5 of these, and so I don't want to use these pages frivolously, so I'm gonna really think about the one that I got written down, and I do use their little note sheets. They have like little notepads in that, so I love these. I just stick them in there. So again, that's something that I'm gonna think about later on tonight or tomorrow. Again, with the habits, with this being a budget planner specifically, this is where it's going to get a little tricky for me because, like, what do I need to start doing to make this stop? Like, of course, you know, the main one is the charges. Stop using the stupid card if you don't got the money for it. Stop getting like large purchases if you haven't saved up for it. Maybe changing how I do my savings. Again, those are things that like I feel I'm gonna get more in tune with when it comes into the monthly reflections, the monthly reviews and that, which is something that like I really didn't do with the daily. So I think those are gonna make a difference for this year. So there's 2 per page, so you get 2, 4, 6 of the habits, so that's where the number 6 came from. So I get to do 6 habits, so like every 2 months, I guess that's where I get to say like, hey, you know, what can make this better? So probably February is when I'm gonna do my first one. This right here, this is really where I spent most of my time. um, Okay, so it's kind of funny. The daily framework is a page that I can't fill out in my personal planner, but for some reason in the budget planner, I had no problem. So yeah, I made a little energy graph. I did choose the rainbow. I saw another one made on Instagram, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And basically it says like, how do you want to start each day? It would be really great if I had time to reflect, time to plan my day, focus on the finances, because that always comes into next. You know, I start with the whole, what do I need to do today to make today successful? And of course, finances is first thing. I then try to energize myself, like we could see, real low, you know, and then I'll try to energize myself by getting up and moving around. So that's whenever I'll do like a quick tidy up the home. If I really want to get into it, I just declutter. That's where it's like, okay, do you really need this? Is it worth moving to sweep the floor? You know, if I haven't used this thing in like 5 months, yeah, it's going to the trash. I can't deal with it no more. So yeah, so then it goes into like the barriers. What do you typically encounter through the day? The main one, lack of me time and or quiet time to focus. I have both Ray and Bert disrupting me constantly. I'm really surprised Bert's not in here. He will be. I love him. I do. I love his little fluffy tush. But there are so many moments where I did have that time and I spent it hugging him because I do have a cat that enjoys hugs. It's wonderful. It's lovely. But you can't write. You can't write if you have a 20-pound fur baby in your arms. Um, okay, so the other barrier is my very persistent desire to procrastinate important tasks, such as putting my budget planner together, because I was terrified of what I did in 2024. Turns out it's not that bad. It's so that's the general idea that I keep coming up with now is every time that I think like something's like super bad and it's like, oh, there's no coming back from this, it's never as bad as what I think it is in my mind. So that was nice. Work related stress and drama has been a big one. It started in May of 2024, and oh God, guys, it just every time I say, well, it can't get any worse than this, and whoo, buddy, they throw in that special card. They oh man, yeah. So, oh lordy, I am not looking back, or looking to go back in this week. My 12 days off have been fantastic. Do I love my job? Yes. Do I love what I do? Yes. Um, yeah, there are just some people that is apparently not made to socialize with. Negative Nancy's just complain. They want paid for existing. I really don't understand how you could go into my line of work and then come in and act confused. Again, for those of you who don't know, I am a custodian. Okay, I'm a custodian for my local school. Doesn't sound like much, which I kind of like because there's really no responsibility. Until shit goes down, like literally, and yeah, and then you gotta move. Again, I'm a custodian, okay? So we are talking about like children exploding bodily fluids, children making messes. If you're not okay with those things, my line of work is not for you. You really have to enjoy what we do to do what I do. And we always get people who go, what do you mean I gotta clean toilets? Like, what do you think we do? What do you mean I gotta sweep the floor? Like, yeah, it's not hard. It's, and I get paid adequately for it. It's really not bad, guys. I can go tanning while I'm on the clock. I can go shopping while I'm on the clock. I can sit and read and eat chicken nuggets while I'm on the clock. I just have to do my basic task and smile and be nice and friendly. It's not that bad. But yeah, we always get that one that just makes it miserable for everybody. Um Literally, like we had holiday break, okay? Like we had the 12 days off. Normally a lot of the guys, they are mainly guys too, guys. That's why you never hear me talking about like girls night out or anything like that. Um for the last 15 years I have been working with middle-aged men. Yeah, so I'm one of them now, and so um, it, God, I don't even know where I was going with that. See, they make me happy. They're they're grumpy, but they understand the task. And then out in the middle of nowhere, you just get this one that comes in and just, oh God, what do you mean we gotta do that? It's like, yeah, that's the job. That's the job. That's what we do. Okay, all right. Enough of that. That's. I don't even know where I was going with that. Apparently, I did. Oh, that's what I was doing. Um, God, guys, I hope you really enjoy these. Uh, maybe you feel the same way, but yeah, no, this one is so bad that we had the 12 days of Christmas, right? Which, again, normally there's no people in the building. It is the best time to be a custodian. You literally get paid to walk around in slippers. We eat cookies. We listen to music. We just sit and literally bullshit, okay? Like, maybe you'll get up and walk around and stretch the legs, but you literally get paid to do nothing on these days. This new employee is so bad. The other three of us, because there's four, all three of us used our vacation days. Because we said, you can't pay us to do that. So they had to bring in another person from one of our other buildings to babysit this person because they can't be trusted in the building alone. So yeah, we're feeling for that person right now. God bless them. Okay, so yeah, other barriers that I got. So yeah, I do have a lot of work stress and drama, guys. It's real. Lack of energy, both mentally and physically. Probably from that. The constant drain of the work stuff, the constant drain from not being able to think. But then again, do I really want to think some days? No. Yeah, so it's just the energy levels have been down. Doesn't look like it. I do get really hyper, but that's leading into work. That's me going, gotta get this stuff done because we're going to work. Um, okay, so the ending each day. Welcome to my life, guys. Told you it's not normal. Yeah, so basically eat every day. By the time I get home from work, which is like 1 and 2 in the morning, I just make sure that, I did actually eat. I do have the proper macros. I am really big into the whole making sure I got enough protein. Definitely when I am lifting weights and stuff, that's vital, guys. That is real vital. So yeah, making sure I got my proteins in. Spending time with Bert, of course, even though I just said I can't get away from him, but after that shift, I need Bert time. Learning something new. I love watching Wonderium lectures. There's always something crazy on there, and again, it just helps get my mind away from work. And of course, relaxing with candlelight and a good book. That you can't go wrong there. And yeah, so the past 2 years I've used the important page as a way of listing my debts. So it is going to feel really weird. I'm used to having my debts listed by my year. They're back in the notes this year. But I just wanted a quick reminder of why. Why do I do this? I didn't want it to focus solely on, oh, I have to pay off my debt. No. The whole purpose of doing the budget journal is so that I can live. I want to do things. I want to enjoy life. Like, I took a painting class. We had Ray's big day. This is when he turned 18 and got his first ID. Pumpkin patch, Revolutionary War type stuff, Gettysburg. Just days to relax with Bert. I don't have to work 3 jobs, that type of thing. Chilling with Bert. Again, just going out, enjoying life. Savings, because I had to put in the budget somehow. Storage. Like how it's TP too. I am a TP hoarder. Yeah. I got so much TP. So, exercising, getting fit. The plant room, that is the one thing I did get out of 2024. I did get my freaking coffee room, plant room, keeping the plants alive. And again, just having good days at work. See, I was having a great day at work. So yeah, I want more of this. And in order to get more of this, I might as well go to the page, guys. Like I said, he's back in the notes. We gotta go and get rid of this. So if you remember in that other one, like I said, I don't feel like I'm making progress because this is where I get to see that I'm making progress. So I did have to move it back here. There is no official Tetris for this year. Uh, the other thing that was driving me crazy, like, don't get me wrong, I love Tetris. I won't complain about Tetris. It was just with the amount of debt that I have, it's not a clean number, so I would get like weird numbers for each block. So let's see if I could find. So yeah, with this one, it was every $87 I paid, I got to fill in a block. Um, yeah, notice how easy these ones are able to find. They're like right up in the front. Yeah, $104.99 got me a block. Um, uh, I wanted something that was super quick and where, like, okay, let's say that one of my payments is $67. It's not going to break me to put $3 more onto that payment. It's going to make it a clean 70, and I can fill in 7 blocks because each block is $10. Trying to math out the grid was a whole nother thing. But I did. Is it exactly 15, 350? I don't believe it is. I think it comes out to 15,300. Um, I am not going to pay all of that off this year. I know I'm not, so I'm not going to miss any blocks. If I do, by some grace of God, pay this off in full, I will draw the extra blocks myself, okay? He'll have like a Florida appendage if needed. But I don't see me doing that, so I'm not going to run out of blocks. And it's close enough, guys. It's missing 5 blocks. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. So that's how I'm doing. The amount of debt. I'm trying to go by my outline here, guys. So yeah, this does kind of go with the whole payoff plan. So let's get back to. Okay, so we payoff plan. Okay, so we left this. This is still part of the habit cultivation. This is getting you into the whole vibe of like, what do you want to do? Why are we using this planner? Okay, so now we're gonna get into the whole debt payoff process here. As you remember in the 2023 one, it was all colored out. Remember, for each account, I highlight the days. Um, Normally, I do use the Debt Payoff Planner app to come up with my numbers, and the thing which okay, I do really like Debt Payoff Planner app. Um, it does the math for you, which is one of the reasons why I really like YNAB, because it literally does the math for me. It's not my strong suit. Um, but it does add in the snowball method, which I do use the snowball method. But like we saw, there are times like whenever the car needs worked on and that, sometimes I have the savings, sometimes I don't. And then that kind of like kills the snowball method, because then you're taking money out of the savings because you don't have the money in your account to keep up with the snowball, and then you just kind of lose motivation. I do. So, what I did with this, and I'm wondering, oh yeah, I know where I put them, I taped them. I went and again used our little note sheets. I said, okay, if I did that $50 every Sunday, along with the base payment, granted, I didn't do it for perks, but I'm pretty upset with myself about that. That should not be. So really with PSSU, it starts, basically these are the actual payments, the hundreds, the 50s are the additional payments. And I said, okay, if I just do the bare minimum, if I do the minimum payment and I do that 50 every week, how long does it take to pay these things off? Where with the Debt Payoff Planner app, it would include the $50 every week that I would be paying towards perks, but perks doesn't exist anymore, so it would move that down, which is what I intend to do. So it wouldn't be 50 every week now, it would be 100, and then this would be 150, and then this would be 2, and yeah. So somehow, which I'm still trying to rationalize this out, somehow I'm able to afford that when I just do the one. But when you, for some reason, when I start thinking like, oh man, I'm doing 200 every week now, I I can't figure out how that actually works in my budget, but it does. So I don't know if it's just seeing that number, the 200 every Sunday, like freaks me out, and then I start spending it. I don't know. So that's why I just did the bare minimum of like, okay, guys, if I just do the 50 every week plus the minimum, with this, of course, being paid off, how long is it going to take? A really freaking long time, guys. But again, fortunately, I'm gonna have that extra money, so hopefully my dumbass puts it into savings, and then I say, oh wow, I could put this towards the card. That's what I'm really hoping. That might be one of my habits of like start putting extra funds into savings for a debt payoff. Or maybe I'll have it for like when the card detonates again. So yeah, back to where we were going. So these are my own projected payoff dates. Using that method on those, I feel that at the bare minimum, I could have perks paid off in April. I'm saying I can have it in January. If I actually pay attention to it and stop doing what I'm doing, that sucker can be done in January. I'm not projected to have PSSU paid until July. I got a good feeling I could have it in April. Okay, if I actually put my mind to it, good things can happen. They are out of order if you noticed, but it's just because of the types of accounts they are. Like this one does have a 0% offer, so if I get that taken care of, then I can move like these other ones onto it and start enjoying 0%, which is then gonna help the total go down. But that's how I use what they call the overview pages, the 2 years at a glance. I use that to watch and see, like, first off, like what's coming down the tunnel. Um, Again, I should have had, well, what is it, September or November? Like all of this should have went away, but because, I played in 2024, it's not. It's like a never-ending nightmare. So, my year at a glance. This is where I just kind of keep track of everything. I'm no longer doing the focus account, if you noticed. I'm about to explain why. But basically, it's been a little bit more simplified. It's holidays, birthdays, taxes, vehicle expenses, insurance funds, and of course, I'm tracking my credit score, which somehow is still improving. Don't know how. But yeah, we're still kicking it with that. The whole reason why the focus account is no longer on here is because I'm going to start tracking it on these quarterly pages. I I know one of yous suggested to use this for like subscriptions and that. Subscriptions, yearly bills. Um, I already do that. I do that on this. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So that's where I was like, what the heck am I going to use quarterly pages for? Like, I don't want to rewrite my bills out. I already know where they are. I was like, okay, well, we'll just write like rent, UPMC, that type of thing. And no, that still doesn't work because there are some days where I have like 3 or 4 things due in one day. I'm not writing that on this one line. So I was like, okay, like again, what is something that I need to know every day? But, it would just be like one entry. And I was like, yeah, okay, so granted, I'm gonna be writing down when I do pay all my debt, but here it's gonna be like smack dab right in my face. So, like, we're starting with perks, okay? So I would write the account I'm working for up here, and then if I make a payment on the 6th, I would write how much that payment was. I'd make another payment on the 15th, I could write it down. And I'm kind of hoping that this shows me, like, do I have a cluster of payments? Like, am I making more payments? Am I making less payments? And then I know you see it on the monthly page, but this way I'm going to get to see it across months. And maybe I'm like a seasonal person, you know. Maybe I pay more debt off in the fall when, well, not the fall. We've learned that in 2023 or 2024. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's like spring and winter I pay more debt off, and then fall and summer I fall to pieces. Apparently, like I don't know. So that I'm really thinking that's how I'm gonna be using these. Okay, holidays. I did use, for the most part, that little holiday tracker in there. Again, I apologize for my voice, guys. It might be getting close to another break, but I do want to track seasonal spending again. But this time, instead of doing it per holidays, I think I'm gonna split it into the quarters. And then this way, I do get a general idea, because like we all know, like this bottom quarter, it's gonna be Christmas. It's my birthday. It's Halloween. It's Thanksgiving and Candle Day and Christmas. You know, so I'd probably say Christmas like 3 times. So yeah, this is gonna be like the friendly reminder of like we need funds for this month. There ain't gonna be crap here. This one's gonna be mini. And then, so yeah, these are probably like my two biggest spending quadrants. I think that's what they are. And then there's gonna be nothing. So I think that's how I'm gonna design this up. And yeah, I am going to take a break again just for another little sip of water. And then we're gonna get into the whole month of January, finally. Finally making it to January, guys. Alrighty, I think that's enough time to relax the vocal cords there. They are just not the best. Probably from all the chemicals at work. So, this whole January overview, you don't get this with the daily planner. So this was kind of cool doing this from like a budget perspective. And I'm actually really glad that this is where I started from versus going like from the front of the planner the way that you're supposed to. I kind of went out of order because, you know, it's January 31st, guys. And again, Happy New Year's, you know. It's it it's my budget planner, guys. I had to get the budget going. So I did focus on January to begin with and then just worked my way back through it. Um but yeah, it was really cool, just starting on this page. And yeah, so it was like, okay, like what boundaries will you set for yourself this month? And it's like, wait, what? Personal life, that makes sense. What boundaries are you setting for yourself this month, budget wise? Yeah, I don't think I've ever thought that. So, little snowman. So yeah, I was like, okay, well, like the boundary that I need to set, is basically I need to reduce my spending. Like I said, I've went on a spending binge. It's still nothing compared to what I've went in like previous years. So I am kind of really proud of myself. I used a lot of deals. I shopped really good, and I got some really cool things. Um, did I need them? No. But I did want them, and they have improved my mood. But maybe my mood's just improved because I haven't been at work for 12 days. So I don't know. Truth be told, Thursday. Um, but they do make like daily life a little bit better, a little bit more bearable. Um, I'm finally like redoing the bathroom, which does cost a lot of money, but at the same time, I'm a little bit more happier. I'm just a little bit more calmer, a little bit more happy. It is just like physically distracting me because, you know, you have to go and like actually do the work of redoing the bathroom, you know, plastering, well, decluttering, Oh Lord, what have we been into? Decluttering, cleaning, prepping the surface, plastering when necessary, priming, painting, and then we got the whole other reorganizing. So yeah, there's a lot of work, a lot of time, and that makes me not spend on other stupid things. Um, so yeah, it keeps me busy, keeps me off the phone. So that's kind of helped. And so yeah, mainly it's just a friendly reminder to myself because we're gonna be not doing that. We're gonna be going back to work. Only spend and/or charge what you have in the bank. Again with the YNAB thing. If I see a red line, bad things are happening. I don't have those monies. So I guess that's my first boundary. The list 3 ways that you could carve out time for self-care. And again, I've never actually really thought about how self-care interplays with finances, but yeah, a lot of the things I really enjoy doing for self-care, they don't cost anything. They're actually free. So yeah, guys, the free things in life are really what matters. So, if we go back to this page, this lovely page here, they have this little spot down here for self-care activities, and I just started writing them out. I was like, okay, well, like, what are things that, like, put me in a good mood? I'm a weirdo. I like to tidy up. I like it. Makes me happy. Again, I would not do this for a living if it didn't. So yeah, and of course the mess in my house is nothing compared to what I see at work, so it's always good. Decluttering. I God, I love going through stuff that I know that I don't need or want, and I'm like, yeah, you go bye-byes, you go bye-byes, you go bye-byes. I love it. It's just even talking about it gets me in a better mood. Reading a book. I love reading. Yeah, I've read every day for over a year now. I can't remember the number. Amazon keeps track for me. So read every day, probably 3 times a day. 2 at the least, 3 to 4. Exercising. I don't enjoy this as much. But I like the results. I'm stronger than the boys at work now. Yeah, so gotta keep that up. Okay, painting. Painting does actually relax me. I do that right before work, and when I come home, depending on the day. Painting I found has been like really relaxing. Um, of course, creating and designing. I do want to get back to my shop. I kind of gave up on it in 2024. So I do want to get back to that. Hence why I am bringing out weeklies. I have the classic size weekly that I'm using for my basic planner, I guess. I don't really know what she's called. Just a regular planner. So yeah, like let's go into designing boxes. I'm still trying to learn Procreate, but I'm too busy like actually painting to figure out how to digitally do this. But yeah, no, it'd be really cool if I could like make my own little stickers. See, we could see I could paint. I can paint with paint. But if I try doing this on Procreate, it looks like a kindergartner. It looks like the drawings at my workplace, which are cool. They're cool. I love them. I love checking out their stuff. Time with Bert, relaxing with a nap. Again, these are all things like none of them cost nothing. Like, yeah, read a book. Yeah, I pay for Kindle. Okay, but it's worth it. When you read as much as I do, Kindle is a game saver. Exercise, it cost when I first started because I had to buy the weights. But yeah, no, you get the weights with the weight plates and you can make any size weight you want, and all of a sudden it doesn't cost anything. I did cancel the gym membership. Um, yeah, it was stupid. I work out at home. Again, I work out before I go to work. Plus, I'm lugging Ray's butt everywhere. So, the gym just it didn't. I would never go. I would. I work out for free from home. So yeah, we got to pick 3 items for the month, and I was like, okay, like what are 3 things that where I start to feel like I'm frazzled, or if I start to notice that I'm like doom scrolling, like what are things that I can say, oh, let's go do this instead. Yeah, find time to work out. You know, if I catch myself shopping on Amazon for stuff that I don't need, just pick up the weights. You can't shop if you got a weight in your hand. Hot cocoa and read. This is a good one, like right before bed. Again, because I would be doom scrolling and saying, "Ooh, look at this! You know, that's how I bought that fake planner." 3 a.m. not the best time to purchase something, and I did, and I bought it from a scammer site. Joke's on me. So yeah, hot cocoa and read. Just read until you fall asleep. You can't junk buy. Um, Make time for painting. Again, the whole stress of going to work and dealing with our special one. Yeah, just paint instead of doom scrolling and trying to buy something to make me feel happy, because it's not going to. It really is not, unless you count the items that I did buy. But I didn't buy them when I was stressed. That is the one thing that I did notice. Stress buying leads to poor purchases. Actually sitting through and saying, yes, this is something that I want, and then you put it in your wish list, and then you go and check the other items out, and you compare, and you compare, and you compare, and I mean, like, I'm talking like, God, the one thing I've been wanting for over a year. And then I like finally found that the thing was on like 50% off, and I already had points racked up, and then if I bought that at 50% off with the points, then I got more points, and yeah, I bought my carpet scrubber. I'm hoping the items that I bought make sense now, guys. Yeah, I bought this carpet scrubber that it cleans itself. It's so cool. It's cool. Was I spending 400 on this? No. No, but it was 50% off. 200's doable. And so yeah, no, I purchased this thing for 200, and I got like $100 back in credit, which I was like, that's freaking awesome. So you could either think of it as I got it for $100, or I like to think of it as I bought my scrubber for $200. It could have been 400, and I got $100 that I could buy my Ninja Creamy, which was also on sale, which I've been wanting, and it's freaking amazing, guys. So now I can make frappuccinos. I don't have to go to Starbucks. I can make them. I can make my own ice cream. So how, how did we even get into this? Making poor purchases at poor times. So, yeah, have I spent in October, November, and December? Yes, but I got a lot of stuff. Like, those are just the two main purchases. But I didn't like spend thousands, which I would have done probably 5 years ago. It probably would have been like thousands of dollars of crap that I can't even name what I bought. Because it was unnecessary. I didn't need it. um, okay, the intentions. What intentions do you have for this month, or milestones that you're focusing on? Um, this really does it's easier to fill this out when you do already have the goals all ready to go, because that's where they're asking you, like, make your milestones to help you on the journey. Um, I don't really have one made up yet, so I had to come up with something for January, and it was like, yeah, okay, the perks card, which is my spending card, which is going fantastically well, guys. It really does help with gas, because like I could put my bills on this thing. Now, granted, again, remember the whole thing of, if I have my heating bill, I pay my heating bill with the perks card. I then take the funds from my bank account, because I already have them for my heating bill, and then I pay the perks card off. But I get gas points for paying my heating bill, and those rack up real fast, and it is so nice to get 30 gallons of gas for $0. It's a wonderful experience. So, and again, like, it helps me save on gas. So I think we're starting to see the thing here is I've somehow over the years have got myself to start doing things that ultimately save me money in the long run. So I guess that's the actual trick to this here. Okay, so the habits. What habits do I want to cultivate this month? And again, it would be real easy if I already had them made out, and it would be like, okay, well, let's just pick one of these and let's go with it. But the other thing that got me is, like, there's a monthly tracker here, there's a monthly tracker here. So this is where I said I'm kind of glad that I started with this, because like this would have been one of my habits, but I'm not going to be tracking the thing like twice for the same month. That it's redundant. So like this probably is going to be my habit every month, but we're going to add new habits for the upcoming months here. Because there's no reason to track it twice. You also get this wonderful blank page. It was like, what are we doing with this? What are we doing with this? And then I started thinking about it, because I was looking back through the older ones, and I was like, okay, some things that could have helped me like stop the downhill slide would have been having a wish list. Like I said, with my carpet scrubber and that, I've been wanting to buy that model of carpet scrubber for like months. I think like keeping a wish list every month and then checking to see, is that item continuously appearing every month, that's a pretty good idea of like, hey, you actually want this thing. You may not need it, but you actually want it. There's other times of where like I could write down something and I don't know, let me just find something laying around. Maybe I'm thinking, I really need this winter sticker book. I can't live without this winter sticker book. So I'm going to write it on my wish list. And by the time February comes up, as long as I got the funds, if I still feel like I can't live without that sticker book, you know what? We'll put it in the works. Maybe we'll get it. If that's not even on my mind in the next 4 weeks, it's a no-go. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it on like a month, or maybe that's going to be like a reminder of like, hey, price check that thing. So maybe I'm going to write down what the item is and what it cost. And so this way I can start seeing like, hey, is the price increasing? Because then that is the warning of like, you need to buy this before, inflation occurs. Or if I start noticing that the thing's going down in price, even though they're saying it's on sale in this month. So I don't know. That's kind of like how my brain's working with this one. The large purchase tracker, again, that's my collagen is probably the best example for this one. It's expensive, but I need it. It's not a want. I need this. My body will not move unless I have this. Thank you, kiddies. And so what normally happens is just a general number. For one shipment, it's $120. Let's say that I don't have the $120 when I need to purchase it. I can create like a little tracker like I did with my debt tracker, and I could just put that up here, and then that way by the end of the month I know like you need to pay that off. Preferably I would like to have that saved in the YNAB app. Again, that thing's been wonderful. But there are just some times of like the radiator going, you have to take those funds, and then, whoa, collagen, you need the freaking collagen, but you need the radiator, so you got two needs. So with this one, like I'm thinking like forming like little trackers for it, and of course, online orders. Even though we want to make less online orders, we all know that wonderful feeling of going on. Of course, you're not supposed to be on there because you're shopping for a dopamine high at this time. And you make that online order. And all of a sudden, 2 to 5 days later, you get this package. And you're like, what the heck is this? And you open it up and you're like, what? I don't remember ordering, like what's the last one that I got? God, I have been pretty good. December's been pretty good. Oh Lord. Okay, what else? What have I gotten? Like the damp bread. Okay, like I had a subscription. Yeah, I had a subscription for sugar cookies and damp bread, and it's like I get the box. And I'm like, I don't even remember ordering this. Like when it's like things like that. So I could keep track of store item amount. Has it arrived? When's it due? So maybe I'm gonna try that. And of course, again, this is me making notes, trying to figure out how to use a weekly for my budget. But That's where I was like, okay, so if I keep track of all of that on here, then I don't need that on the weekly pages. So what am I going to use the weekly pages for? Because I've never used weekly pages for a budget. It's always been daily. Wow, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay, so I just completely skipped the month. The month, same concept as I was doing in the previous two. The difference that you are noticing here is I separated the types of transactions. So I have savings, the IRA and the two daily savings. Those are in gold, yellow, whatever you want to call it. Bills, so like my utilities, rent, insurances, those are gray. Store cards. Okay, I did separate the store cards from the actual credit cards. I guess, you can do that whenever you only have 7 actual credit cards, okay? Like that, I'm no longer swimming with like 20 some cards staring me in the face every month. I don't know how I did it. I don't know. That, wow, yeah, so at least I'm downsizing. So yeah, store cards I put in the smoky blue. Mainly they're always 0, but it's like, again, if I make one of those large purchases, Kohl's would be one of them. Mr. Carpet Scrubber still getting paid off. But then that way it's kind of like a friendly reminder of like, hey, did you make any purchases with this? You might want to go check on it. Of course, the credit cards are in red. Red means danger. And the loans are in this pretty green. So yeah, we gotta love those loans. They take more time for the payment to process, so that's why those guys are separated. Yeah, I had to actually list out like how many freaking store cards do I got, and guys, I just got introduced to Target. Yeah, I'm gonna share it. I don't care. Uh, I got introduced to Target via TNT Pringles. Minecraft TNT Pringles are sold out in my area, and they were so good. I had to try to figure out how to buy them online. Target. So, yeah, I make a payment to my Target card every month for TNT Pringles. That's bad. That's bad, but they're delicious. Good news is they are limited edition, so when they do run out and Target finally stops selling them, I think I'm probably the only person that gets them. But yeah, no, whenever they're done, I pretty much won't shop at Target no more. It's really why I'm shopping there. They do have really good storage stuff though. Between them and Michael's in the last month, yeah, they've really helped me organize the bathroom. So yeah, that's what I got. Just a friendly reminder of like, hey, we're gonna be reducing spending, to adding stuff to the wish list and that. And my perks, I'm not quite sure how I want to do the extra payments now because, like I said, I want to put that on the quarterly sheets, but I don't know, maybe it's like a friendly reminder of like, hey, pay your stupid card off, And do the weekly layouts, which, I'm gonna say this is actually comforting. Instead of knowing that I have to fill out 7 pages, I just got 1. Like I said, I think I got like the majority of the emotional problems handled in the 2 years of the daily. I think it's now where I can actually start focusing on like, what do we need to do? What needs done? How do we do it? Get back on track. Again, this is me saying, like, granted, I only need to do 50. I only need an extra 50 on Sunday, but this is me questioning, like, is it possible? Can I do 100 extra on that card to get the stupid thing paid off by the end of the month? I listed off my bills here, and of course, this is Reconcile YNAB. It's one of my most hated things of YNAB. But necessary to make sure that your bank account matches what YNAB tells you you could spend. Yeah, God, is it tedious. One transaction at a time. So, yeah, if you're not like a multi-spender, that's not that bad. It's when, like, I mean, there are some days where I have like 10 transactions and it's just times that by 7, yeah, you're spending some time there. Um, so yeah, since this is, the 2025, I'm not even doing it for these 2 days. I just made like a nice little journal area, just a friendly remember, or a reminder that, hey, it's okay. Things don't always go as you planned. They don't. But like we could get back to it. It's okay. You could always start again whenever you want. And the thing that I really like got me going the most was I gotta look at it again. Uh, this. How did I wrestle? Oh, I love this. I mean, okay, and you may have noticed this looks busier than the other months. I literally listed every account that I have. Once I paid them off, I stopped listing them. I put all of them babies on here. They're all on here. Again, just as a friendly reminder though, because like a lot of these accounts I did pay off, and I wasn't checking on them, and I guess I should be. Because even though I'm not using them, somebody else could be. So it is just a friendly reminder of like, hey, you got these things. You should probably check and see what they're doing. So, yeah, they're all listed. And it is nice to know that I really only have 7 accounts that I need to focus on and pay down versus the 14. So that was kind of cool. Um, Again, with the whole me time thing, I'm wondering if the more me time I get, am I going to spend less for the day because I'm busy doing this? So that's the whole. I mean, granted, it's how Hemlock and Oak is supposed to be used. Again, most people are using this as a personal planner, but I'm curious to see if I do activities that make me happy that are basically free in charge. It doesn't cost nothing to hug Bert. Like I gotta feed him, but that's already in my budget. Like I don't have to pay $5 every time I want to hug Bert. Thankfully, I'd be broke. But yeah, no. If I spend my time doing these free things that make me happy, is it going to reduce how much I spend? That's what I'm curious. That's kind of like my experiment for the month of January right now, is to see how my spending versus me time is going to interplay here. So we can see all I did is I just took all the bills from the month. I went ahead and just filled in the month just because it's habit. It's what I'm used to doing, and I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see. Again, we still got to do the January review, but we're nowhere close to that because we are just starting out January, and this is definitely going to be a different type of budget planner, guys. I'm trying to put stickers and stuff on the page because I'm hoping that it, like, for some reason my stupid brain's gonna say, "Ooh, guys, can't put nothing on that day because I can't write in it." Yeah, that's what I'm shooting for. It's where I'm gonna like crash by on Friday. Gotta buy everything. Yeah, ain't gonna have room on these days. I normally stay home on these days. My spending is during the week. So yeah, that's it. That's yeah. Um, Nothing really else to show you. Again, end of the year review. And again, this is where I'm going to be keeping track of how I pay these off, which again, this is, I know the amount isn't that it's only 5,000, but then again, 5,000 is, it's a quarter. I'm 25% of the way there. Could have been more, could have been a lot more, but I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. And again, a lot of that is interest, and then me being dumb for the last half of 2024. Sorry if you hear my chair cracking in the background. I tend to hop on and off of it during the filming process. I cannot sit still. And again, it's going to be a lot more convenient to fill in my own detritus. So thank you, Hemlock and Oak, for making grid paper, right? And hopefully it doesn't take this long. Pretty much try to make it as easy as possible. Then that way it, helps to reduce the frustration, because basically, like, as long as I make the payments, where is that page at? Year. It's gotta be. There's the quarter. Oh, I'm still getting used to the layout, guys. Basically, as long as I just do what I call my bare minimum to 50 every week, like I've been doing in the minimum that I've been doing, because I have to, I will meet these expectations. I know I'm going to pay more. Once I start getting back into it and I gamify it again, I will make additional extra payments. And basically, I'm always going to beat what's projected here, unlike what happened with the debt payoff planner. So basically, I'm trying to trick myself into winning every time, guys. Because we all know when things are going well, you're more likely to keep, trying. So, that's it. That is it for the whole introduction to my budget planner for 2025. Again, I'm sorry that this video is so long, guys. It's just, there's a lot to discuss with this. The whole weekly reviews and that, they're not going to be as long. It's basically, unless something changes or gets updated, that's the only time I'm going to bring it up on those ones. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you a laugh or two. And again, just gonna close out by saying thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe to see more Plan With Me's.